Hey there, Rachel. I just wanted to talk to you about our wedding photos real quick. I know that your dress was a big hit and all, but my parents were wondering if you wouldn't also be able to get some photos done in a more traditional dress as well. I'm really sorry to bug you with this. I know it's silly.
No, you warned me something like this might happen. And I'm just glad they're letting me wear it for the wedding. Of course I can go and get some photos done of me in something that's more suited to their taste.
Thanks so much for understanding. You know how old-fashioned my parents can be. I actually can't believe they're asking you to do this.
Well, don't worry. It's not a big deal. Besides, I know that my grandma was also wanting to see me in a more traditional dress as well. So, your mom isn't the only person that's going to get something out of doing this. In fact, if we are going to do this, we might want to go out and buy some nice picture frames that we can give to our relatives as well. Since I'm sure some of the older relatives would prefer to have a physical photo over a digital version.
Yeah, actually, my mom was just complaining about how nobody ever gives pictures anymore. But I guess it's just a generational gap kind of thing. I really don't care one way or the other how the photos get to them in the end, personally.
Well, since we're going to go through all this trouble already, we might as well do it right and get a frame. Besides, it'll be another good excuse to have my hair and makeup done.
You know, if you're starting to feel the more traditional dress, we could always go and talk to our planner about adjusting the wedding plan to have you wearing that instead.
No. I really do like the dress that I've picked out, and it'll be a huge hassle to pick out another one.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying that my parents really would like to see you in something more traditional. And as their eldest child, I guess I just feel like I have this obligation to try to at least do that for them. I mean, I want them to enjoy the ceremony after all.
I understand that, but you realize that our marriage shouldn't be about trying to make your relatives happy, right? I mean, there are things I know my parents would rather we do, but this should be about what we want.
But that's kind of unfair. I mean, you say that, but you mean it more of a spiritual kind of sense. When did your parents pass away again?
You know that both my parents died when I was only 4 years old, and that I've been raised by my grandma ever since.
And your grandpa died even before both of your parents did, right? I really do think that it's just incredible that your grandma was able to raise you all by herself. I'm sure she must have cared a lot about you to do that sort of thing.
Yes, it certainly wasn't easy for her. Although my parents had life insurance policies that certainly helped Grandma be there for me after they passed.
I see. And I bet whatever they left her and you in their wills went pretty far as well, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that might have helped her out a little, but as far as I know, my grandma actually didn't touch much of what my parents left behind. She always said that she wanted to preserve as much of it for me as she could. And I've really only used it to help pay for going to college, so I think it's all mostly intact.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that you still have most of your parents' money even after you've paid for tuition and all that? I mean, doesn't that basically mean that you're really rich then?
I really don't know if this money would classify me as rich, but my parents must have been very good at saving up. And like I said, Grandma never touched it. She put most of the money into a fund, so it really only kept growing until I was old enough to use it.
I see. So then if it's been growing this whole time and you've hardly used it, then there still must be a ton of money left, right? You'll be fine all the way until you get old and gray.
I mean, that certainly is what I'm hoping for. I just have to be vigilant and spend responsibly until then.
Well, you're one of the most mature, level-headed people I know, so I doubt you'll have a problem with that at all. In fact, I really respect that about you.
Oh, come on. I think you're over-exaggerating. It's not that big of a deal.
And on top of that, you're just so humble, too. Really is incredible.
You always said that, but you know that I don't mean to be on purpose anyways. I guess growing up without my parents has just made me really grateful for the things that I do have. After all, I had my fair share of people who assumed that I was just some vagrant who never learned how to behave all because I grew up without my parents.
You're kidding me! Why in the world would someone treat a child like that after they've already been through so much?
I don't know. I guess a lot of people in the world just have misconceptions about this sort of thing. But I was raised by my grandma, and she made sure that I knew my manners and how to treat others. Of course, there have been plenty of times in my past where I always wondered what I'd be doing if my parents were still alive. Even now that we're getting married, I'm always thinking about how they'll never get to meet you.
I understand that, but I want you to know that my family really doesn't mind at all about your circumstances. You're the one I love, and that's all that matters. Besides, you still came out a kind, mature, and caring person. So it just goes to show that those other people have no idea what they're talking about. I really am so happy that you and I are going to be getting married.
Thank you so much, Liam. You really do know just how to make a girl blush. Do you know that?
Well, we are getting married soon. If I didn't know how to make you smile, then what kind of husband would that make me?
Hey, Liam, I was just wondering if you took any money out of my wallet. I went to the bank to take out some money that I need to spend on the house this month, but I just looked inside my wallet and it's completely empty. I have no idea where the money is.
Oh yeah, that. I actually took all the money from your wallet this morning when I left the house.
But I was going to use that money to buy us groceries for the next couple of weeks. Don't tell me that you've already spent it all. What happened to your money? You know that we still have a week until you finally get paid, right?
I know, but last month there wasn't all that much work coming in, so my paycheck ended up being a lot smaller than what we were used to.
But you should know that if you don't get that much work, then it means we'll have to tighten our belts for the next month, right?
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. I still have clients to meet, business lunches to have. There's no way I can cut back on my spending.
Well, maybe you should stop looking for more clients and just take as much work as you can from your current ones then.
I would, but I was just so busy last month with meetings and the like that I really didn't have any time to work at all. It's really tough out there, you know?
Liam, I've been thinking, maybe it's time that you go out and look for some more regular employment. I mean, you quit your job last year wanting to freelance, but you've basically just been begging all your old clients from your company for work.
Hey, come on, how could you ask that of me? Don't you know how hard I'm working already? I mean, if you really have a problem with how much money I make, then why don't you go out and get a job and contribute a little too, huh?
But you're still avoiding what I'm trying to say. You're too busy looking for more work when you should just be doing the work that you have. And just what did you end up spending all of our money on in the first place? You're always staying out late after work and not coming home until the middle of the night. I know that you're always talking about how busy with work you are, but what exactly is it that you're doing?
What do you want me to say? I'm working, I'm meeting clients, I'm having more meetings. There's a lot going on, and I don't see why I should have to break down my schedule for you like this right now.
Well, do you really think that you need so many meetings? I mean, isn't the whole part of freelancing that you're kind of a one-man team? Even if you do need these meetings, I don't see why you always need to spend money for them. Can't you just arrange to do something online and from home?
Ugh. You really think I want to coop myself up in the house all day and never leave? Is that the life you think I want to live?
Well, I'm sorry, but you hardly seem to get any real work that pays money done when you're not in the house. I know that you have a lot going on, but you need to rein the spending in. I mean, we don't even have enough money to get through the month now.
Well, then we can just start to dip into our savings. I don't really see what the big deal is. I mean, you still have the money your parents left you, right?
Liam, you and I have talked about this already. I told you that I don't want to touch that money unless we really need to. So please stop always bringing it up when you're the one who needs better spending habits.
Man, you really can be such a cheapskate sometimes. Do you know that?
Excuse me? Do you really think that I'm being cheap right now? I am literally asking you to do the bare minimum of financial literacy.
Well, I don't get it. What's the point of having all that money if you're not going to use it? And if you're not going to use it, then the least you could do is go out and work. I mean, you hardly contribute anything. Do you realize that?
Okay, but at least I have a regular job in an office with a steady paycheck.
But you could be doing more. Why don't you go and do some trainings or seek out a promotion or something like that? Why don't you aim higher?
Liam, there are both ways that we could each be earning more money. But if you're not making it through the money with what you earn, it isn't fair to expect me to cover for that.
How could you say something as heartless as that? When I got married, I thought it was because we would be there for each other in our times of need. But instead, you always twist everything around into being my fault when I'm not even doing anything. And then you're always acting as if there's nothing that you could be improving on. Even though your position in your company isn't that great and all, and you still look down on me. What else could someone expect from a girl who doesn't have any parents?
Excuse me? You did not actually just send me that message, did you?
I'm just saying it because it's true. You didn't grow up being raised properly by your parents, and so it's no wonder that you turned out like this. If you think that I'm being unreasonable, it's probably more just the fact that I'm right about this and you know it.
Liam, what is the matter with you? Why would you bring up my parents like this? Besides, you know very well that work that my grandma put into raising me ever since I lost my parents. You should know better than to say something like that.
Well, I'm only telling the truth. You really don't know how to behave well with others, and this is the proof of it. I mean, your grandma's probably just spoiled you anyways because she felt sorry for you. So even if she did raise you, it's clear that she couldn't have done a very good job of it.
I don't even know what to say to that right now. I mean, why in the world are you having to bring my grandma into this as well? I don't get it. What has gotten into you to treat me this way?
Oh boy, here we go. It's all fine and dandy when you're telling me how I can improve myself. But the moment I start to talk about you, it's woe is me this, I'm an orphan that. You can't keep hiding behind these same excuses.
I seriously can't believe that you're acting like this. It's honestly really disappointing, Liam. I didn't think you were this kind of a person.
Well, that's your problem. You think that the whole world needs to stop and bend over backwards for you just because your rich parents died and left you all their money. I mean, don't you realize there are children on the other side of the world going hungry every day? Don't you ever think about them? Because maybe you should the next time that I tell you we don't have enough money and need more. Got it?
Excuse me, Liam, but why in the world did I just pull out a woman's necklace from your backpack? It certainly isn't one of mine.
Wait, what? Just what in the world do you think you're doing going through my backpack, huh?
I was cleaning up around the house and seeing if you had anything clothes in there that needed washing.
Why would there be clothes in my backpack? Why are you going through people's things that don't belong to you? Don't you touch my things ever again. I seriously can't believe you did that. What is the matter with you, Rachel?
But you still haven't told me whose necklace this is. I mean, I already said that it's not mine, and it certainly doesn't seem like it's something you'd wear.
It's a present. There, now can you quit asking so many questions?
It's a present. That's it? Is it a present for someone, or did you get it from someone? Can you be any more specific?
Ugh, whatever. Really doesn't matter at all about that. Point is that it's not yours and has nothing to do with you.
Liam, if you're cheating on me, then just be honest about that. I mean, is this why you've been coming home so late recently?
And so what if I'm having some fun on the side, huh? Name a single man who doesn't cheat now and then.
I really am not interested in whatever excuses you've come up for yourself, Liam. Besides, this necklace isn't cheap. In fact, I know this piece and it's very expensive. So if it's got nothing to do with me and you're not wearing it, then who are you planning to give this to? How much did this even cost?
I think that necklace sent me back about $1,500 or so.
And you were going to give such an expensive present to the woman that you're cheating on me with? Just where did you get all that money to buy something like this in the first place, huh?
Oh, come on. You know I don't have that kind of money normally. What do you think I spent all that money that I stole out of your wallet on, huh? And even that wasn't enough to cover paying for the necklace, if I can be honest.
So you stole all my money and it still wasn't enough? Then how did you afford it? Do you have some secret second job?
No, it's nothing like that at all either. If you must know, I had to open up a new credit card to be able to afford it.
So then you bought the necklace on credit? You didn't even have the money to actually get it? What is the matter with you? Why would you do something that's stupid?
Because it's not like we can't afford it. After all, you have all your parents' money, right? So why don't you just use that to pay off my debt?
I told you already, Liam. That is not what that money is for. Do you understand? And stop always looking for ways to use that money.
You're always talking about how that money's for emergencies only and all that. But now that I'm in one, you don't want to help me. I thought that we were husband and wife. What's yours should be mine, right? So just let me use that money already.
The money is for real emergencies only. Not because you bought some horribly expensive necklace thinking I'd just let you use it. And more than anything, I want that money to serve as retirement account for us when we're older. Besides, do you really think that I'm going to use the money that my late parents left me to buy gifts for the woman you're cheating on me with?
You go on and on about how it's your money, but it should be our money. We're husband and wife, and I should have a say about how the money is spent as well.
And I am telling you that that's not going to happen, especially not after today. I'm not going to give you a single cent from my parents' money, especially not to spend on something completely inappropriate like this.
Come on! I'm your husband. I'm in trouble. Just help me out a little here, please.
It is not going to happen, Liam. So just drop it now before you make things worse for yourself.
I can't believe you. Here I thought that you loved me, but I guess I was wrong about you. I thought I could count on you to help me, but here you are nagging me instead. I just can't believe that I let myself get married to a cheap old hag like you. But I guess you're just like your grandma now, aren't you?
Liam, stop bringing up my grandma. She has nothing to do with this at all.
And what are you gonna do about it? How are you gonna stop me talking about your lousy old tottering grandma? The woman who couldn't raise you right and set you on the path to become a horrible person that you are today. But I guess she did her best to raise someone whose parents would rather be dead than live with them. How could I ever think that it would be possible to start a family with someone as messed up as you are?
How could you say these things? You're just horrible. I thought that you were different than the bullies I used to deal with.
I don't even think that you were bullied now. I think you just had people who recognized that you weren't raised right and were trying to set you straight. Maybe if you listened to them more than your stupid grandma, and you might have turned out normal like the rest of us. Either way, the joke's on me because I'm the one that married you.
Liam, honestly, what has gotten into you? You never ever used to talk this way about anyone before. Why now?
I know exactly why I'm talking to you this way. You're the one who's putting money before your own husband.
That's not what I'm doing, and you know it. Stop twisting the situation around to make me look bad.
Oh, you mean it doesn't feel good when your partner does that to you? Whatever. I don't know why I bothered trying to deal with you anyways. I should have known you'd be too selfish to listen to me. You've always been nothing but a selfish child who was never raised right and will never understand what it's like to be a normal person. But I'll make you pay for what you're doing to me now.
Liam, you've been out of the house since yesterday. You didn't come home last night at all. Where are you? I really wanted to talk to you more about your debt and this other woman that you're talking to. Please don't run away like this. Just come home so that we can talk.
You think that I'm running away? That's not what I'm doing at all.
Well then, where are you right now? What are you doing?
Honestly, when did you turn into such a nag, huh? Why do I always have to tell you everything that I'm doing?
What do you mean? I just don't know where you are and I'm worried about you.
If you must know, I'm here with your grandma. She's apologizing to me right now.
Wait a second. Why are you with my grandma? Why in the world would she be apologizing to you? What did you do to her? I thought I told you to leave her out.
Well, you can only blame yourself for this. After all, you kept upsetting me.
You better not lay a finger on my grandma or I'll make you sorry.
I'm just making her take responsibility for your actions.
My actions? You really are a piece of trash, do you know that?
I'm afraid I'll have to make your grandma apologize for that one as well.
I don't understand. Why are you doing this? Why are you putting the only family I have through all of this? You're the one in the wrong here.
And just what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to make you take responsibility for what you've done.
And just how are you going to do that? I haven't done anything wrong at all. You're the bad guy here.
You're just looking to blame everyone but yourself, but I won't hold back anymore. Hey there, Liam. I just thought you should know that your parents are here apologizing to me.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
I mean that I went to their house. But it isn't just your parents who were there. Your grandparents were there too. And they are all here apologizing for the trouble that you've caused my grandma and I.
What kind of game are you playing?
I'm not playing any kind of game. I'm just having a little chat is all.
What are you up to? Why would they all apologize to you anyways?
Well, I told them about how you were stealing money out of my wallet to try and cover for your own debts. I told him about how you quit your job and how we've barely been making ends meet ever since. I told him about the necklace that I found on my bag that you bought for some other woman. I also told him about how you were going to ask me to pay for it. And finally, I told him that you tried to pin the blame for all this on my grandma failing to bring me up right.
Why did you drag my family into this?
I thought it was only fair after what you did. Besides, now all of them agree that you and I should get a divorce.
I only wanted a little money from you. Is that really so wrong of me?
That's not what you did that was wrong. But you stole from me, and you expected to be able to live off of my parents' money after I told you it was for the future. Ever since we got married, you acted like I never ever do enough for you. And whenever I expressed a concern, you act as if I'm looking down on you. But now I've explained to your family exactly the kind of man you are. And I'm going to make sure that you never treat me or my family that way ever again.
But then, you're really gonna leave me over this? Come on, don't be ridiculous. Hello? Are you even reading these anymore? Rachel? Please answer me. We can talk this out, can't we? Hello?
After Liam's whole family apologized to me, Liam's father sent his son a strongly worded message demanding that he apologize to me as well. I didn't think that he'd really do it, but Liam showed up at his family's house in about an hour and was on his hands and knees begging for forgiveness. Even after all that, I told him that I still wanted the divorce in light of the fact that he was cheating on me. His family all agreed, and Liam's father even offered me the card of a good lawyer. After the divorce, Liam was forced to pay a huge fine for his affair. This pushed him even deeper into debt, as he had to take out loans to afford it. After realizing how little money he really had, I heard that Liam's girl on the side ended up fleeing town to avoid getting into any legal trouble. I was worried when he told me about the necklace, that Liam had somehow gotten access to the account with my parents' money. It turns out he got extra money by borrowing from some very shady people. I heard news one day of a black van showing up at Liam's house, men getting out, and dragging Liam in the van. I haven't heard a word about it since. I apologized for getting my grandma caught up in this mess and suggested she come and live with me since Liam was gone. I thought that after all this time, it was my turn to take care of her. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Why are you picking up the phone when I call you, huh? Are you not seeing that I'm calling you? You know we've talked about this before. You're always supposed to have your phone and ringer turned on.
Tom, I'm sorry, but I just can't talk right now. I'm busy, okay? Call back again later.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? And why can't you answer the phone and you have time to text me? What's up with that? You've been gone since this morning. What are you even getting up to anyways, huh? You've got a lot of explaining to do.
That's right. I've been gone since this morning since I'm visiting Fiona in the hospital. And that's where I am right now. And why am I not going to be taking any of your phone calls right now? So can you please just wait a little bit and then we can talk later?
Whatever. I don't need to wait. If you could text, then I can tell you what I wanted to tell you just like this.
That's fine then. What is it? What did you want to talk to me about that's so urgent?
Well, you know how I had that one glass cup set that I really like, right? I just wanted to know where you put it. Been looking all over the house for it, and I can't find it anywhere at all.
Okay, Tom, if this is all that you wanted to talk to me about, how about I just help you look for it when I get home? The doctor has just called us in to explain what the reports are saying. I just hope that Fiona's fever will settle soon.
I don't want your help finding it later. I want to find it right now, so just tell me where you put it, okay? I need it right this second.
Oh my gosh, I just can't with you sometimes. What glass cups are you talking about? Why would I know it?
I'm talking about the glass cups that my dad gave me as a gift when I started my own business. It came in a set and they look really nice. I have an important client coming over to the house later today and I wanted to have those glasses out so I could show them off a bit.
Oh, those things? Yeah, I threw all those cups out. They're all long gone by now.
Hold on a second, you what? What is the matter with you? Just who said that it was okay if you threw them away? Those were a gift. I really like those glasses. Why would you just go and do that to them?
I know you liked them, but you broke them all, didn't you?
What are you talking about? When did I break those glasses? I don't remember doing that.
You really don't remember? You got really mad at me last month and threw your ashtray at me. Don't you remember that I ducked by the ashtray, went flying into our cupboard, and smashed into one of those glasses you liked?
All right. I guess I remember throwing that, but I don't remember breaking anything. Did I really end up smashing all the cups? There's not even a couple left?
That's right. They're all broken now. There isn't a single one left.
Oh crap, this is really bad. I had no idea they were all gone already. Darn it! I really did want to try using them today. And just what were you thinking putting them in a place where they get broken that easily? Don't you know how much those meant to me? Why would you let them get all smashed up like that?
Are you really trying to blame me for why your special cups are gone? You were the one that literally tried to take my head off with an ashtray. I know that's your go-to response when you get frustrated, but it is honestly ridiculous and you need to stop. I mean, I could write a long list about all the things in our house that you've broken when you've gotten mad. Don't you remember when we literally had to install new cupboards in our house because you broke those too?
But all of those are your fault! I only broke those things because you got me so mad that I ended up doing so. If you weren't getting me mad all the time, then I would still have my favorite glasses!
Do you remember why you threw your ashtray at me, Tom? It was because I asked you to keep leaving the freezer door open. Do you really think that that's a reasonable response to someone politely asking you not to leave appliances running?
I don't get why you had to nag me about it, though. Instead of opening your big mouth, you could have just closed it yourself, you know? That's why I'm always in such a bad mood. You always try to nag me and boss me around whenever I make the tiniest mistake.
Sure, let's even say that I am just a little bossy from time to time. Do you really think that means I deserve to have things thrown at me? I really don't see how you can actually see this as anyone else's fault but yours. So please, just stop acting that way. Not only is it dangerous, but it's also just plain expensive.
How dare you tell me to knock it off when you're the one that's always trying to piss me off so much? You know, I'm starting to get a little mad right now, in fact. Is that what you're trying to do? Are you trying to piss me off again?
You know that I'm not, Tom. I don't try and go out of my way to upset you. But maybe just take a breath and calm down. Besides, the point of the matter is that the glasses you're looking for don't exist anymore, okay? So just use another set for your guest today. I'll prepare some food for you both when I get back home.
Okay, that's fine. But my uncle's gonna be there too. There's a guy coming as a client of my company that he helped me set up with. What am I supposed to say to my uncle if he asks about the glasses?
I really don't think it's all that serious. I mean, do you really think your uncle is going to care? Just tell him that you dropped them and that they all broke. I'm sure if you just apologize and say it was an accident, he won't mind.
You really just don't get it at all, do you? Did you know that it was all my uncle's efforts that has basically saved this family? He was the one who started his huge business, and he was the one kind enough to help me start mine as well. He even helped me secure this client that's coming to visit. And apparently this guy is a really big deal. This is important to the company, so I can't let a single thing go wrong. Do you understand? Not a single tiny little thing is allowed to go wrong, or else everything is going to be ruined.
Well, I don't know what you want me to tell you. The cups simply aren't in the house anymore. They're broken and smashed and all gone now. But I really don't think it's worth getting so upset about. Your uncle is a very magnanimous man, and I doubt he'll mind all that much.
You don't get to decide what is and isn't a big deal. Do you understand me?
But it's just glasses. We have so many other glasses that guests can use at the house. What's wrong with those?
I don't have to even begin to explain to you what's wrong with what you just said. But now that I know we don't have the glasses, you make sure to buy some on the way home. I looked them up and they should be at a home goods store on the mall on the way home, okay? It's a pretty big brand, so they should still have some in stock.
Tom, you really want me to go and buy you glasses to replace your old ones? I'm still at the hospital, you know.
No, you listen here. My uncle and the client are going to be arriving here around 7 tonight, okay? So just do what you have to make it on time. I'll take care of things here, so just don't forget to buy those glasses, okay?
I really think that you're kind of missing the forest for the trees here, Tom. I mean, don't you care at all that our daughter is in the hospital with a fever? I'm really not sure if I should be leaving her alone here in the hospital to go and do some shopping.
Just do as I say and buy those damn glasses for me, got it? Deal with the other thing later. This is what's important now.
How can you say that this is more important than your own daughter's health? She's had a fever for a few days and she seems so weak. She even goes into shaking fits now and then, and you're telling me you'd rather I be out shopping than taking care of our daughter?
Do you not realize who is coming home for dinner tonight? This client is so important, not only to the company, but to me keeping my business. What about that don't you understand? Do you think that I have time to care about the health of my daughter when there is so much more riding on the line right now? Why did you have to go to the hospital today of all days? You really should have been keeping a better eye on her and making sure that she never got sick in the first place.
Tom, we have a baby. Babies get sick. I can't order a baby to take better care of itself. These things happen and we have to be flexible.
I seriously can't with you. But fine, finish at the hospital and then buy some of the glasses on your way home. And then put Fiona in the baby room and make sure no one can even hear her. If my client gets sick because of my sick baby and irresponsible wife, I'll never, ever hear the end of it.
I don't even know what to say to that, Tom. Do you really not care about Fiona or I at all? This is just insulting now. Tom! How many times have I told you not to throw things when you get mad? We have talked about this over and over and over again, and yet you just refuse to listen to me. Not only that, but you really hurt Fiona. Why in the world would you throw the TV remote like that? You're a monster, do you know that?
Well, it's not like I was trying to hit Fiona. I was aiming for you, obviously. You shouldn't have been taking a nap like that.
Are you telling me you didn't even check to see if Fiona was close by? Besides, you just shouldn't be throwing anything at anyone for any reason at all.
Well, I guess that my hand just slipped and that's why my aim was off. Besides, it was only a TV remote. You acting like it was some super serious. And then you had to call an ambulance on top of that. You're even bigger baby than Fiona. Honestly, do you have any idea how embarrassing it is to have an ambulance show up in front of your house?
Tom, you literally hurt your own baby. Do you not care about that at all? Did you know that Fiona is going to need stitches because of you? This isn't just a little bruise or light injury. This is serious. You're just terrible.
But I'm telling you that I wasn't trying to hit the baby at all. Does that matter to anything? Besides, you shouldn't have made me so mad in the first place. You know what happens when I get mad, so why were you trying to get me mad?
What did I even do? I was literally taking a nap in the living room after you said you were going to hop in the shower. And yet you chose to wake me up with violence, ended up hitting our baby instead. And you still haven't even apologized for it. Fiona's shaking probably has less to do with her being sick and more to do with being traumatized by you.
You know what I'm doing, so quit nagging me, woman. I'm the man of the house, and what I say goes. So when I tell you not to piss me off, don't do it! Ugh, can't talk to you. I can feel myself getting worked up already. I'm going to bed now. Don't talk to me anymore.
You're just going to go to bed? You injure your own child and you're not even going to come and see her?
I have things I need to do tomorrow. I don't have time for you. Don't you know that we're in peak busy season here at work?
Well, if you're not going to be here for our daughter, then I'm not going to come back home. I honestly can't believe how selfishly you're acting right now. You're not caring at all for your family.
Oh, do whatever you want. I don't care anymore. At least with a nag like you and that little brat out of the house, I might be able to get some shut-eye.
You didn't actually just call your baby that you injured a little brat, did you? You don't even care at all about what you've done, do you? I don't know why I expected anything better from you in the first place, though.
And just what even is there to worry about? It'll all be fine. The only thing I should be worrying about right now is what I'll be working on in the office tomorrow. Don't you know that it's the husband's job to worry about work more than anything?
I don't even know what to say to that, to be honest. In fact, I really don't think I have anything more to say to you at all. But just know that I won't be going back home after this. Not now or ever.
Hey, come on. How long are you going to be playing this game with me, huh? You've been gone long enough. Now it's time for you to come back home. The laundry's already piled ceiling high. The sink is full of dishes, and the whole house is a mess. Don't you realize that you have things to take care of back here?
It's been about a week since you and I last spoke. I was wondering when I was finally going to be hearing from you. But instead of coming to apologize for all the bad that you've done, you're just ordering me back home to clean up after you. Do you even care about how your daughter is doing since you launched the TV remote at her?
Oh boy, here we go again. You really need to give this little sob story of yours a break. I already told you that it was an accident, so just drop it!
But you still realize that you injured someone because of an object that you threw, right? I asked you time and time again to stop with that behavior, but you just refused to even listen to me. And I don't care if it was an accident. The fact is that you hit your own daughter. Do you really think you're not responsible at all for any of this?
Man, you are such a pain in the ass, do you know that? It was just a stupid TV remote. It's not like it was a brick or something.
You really think that makes it any better? How many excuses are you going to make for yourself? You do realize that Fiona had to have 3 stitches because of what you did to her, right?
Why are you always on my back about this, huh? I'm telling you that it's not all my fault. You were the one that pissed me off, remember? You pissed me off. You forced me to act that way, and now you're trying to blame me for your mistakes. That's just shameful.
I don't even know what to say to that right now. You injure your own child and you refuse to take responsibility?
Well, just know that now you've made me mad as well. But more than anything, I'm just disappointed in you. Wait, what? Disappointed? What do you mean? Just who do you think you are to be disappointed in me? I'm afraid you're not talking to Jan anymore. But don't worry, she's informed me all about what's happened here. And I had to say that you have failed both as a father and as a husband. What is this? Who are you? Put my wife back on the phone right now! This is between Jan and I, and we don't need someone butting in. This is your Uncle Charlie. And I have to say that I really am just sick of you, Tom. And in light of all this, I'm afraid that I simply can't keep doing business with you and your company. Wait, Uncle Charlie, is that really you? I don't get it. What are you doing with Jan right now? I'm with Jan because she told me that she needed to talk with me about something. And I was certainly suspicious of what she had to tell me. After all, I remember during our meeting you told me not to listen to anything she had to say. But I don't get it. I can't believe that she would suck you into this mess of ours. Oh, trust me, I don't get it either. Your wife is in tears and your baby's at the hospital with a bandage around her poor little head. And yet you're at home and not showing the least bit of concern for your family that you're supposed to be taking care of. No, wait, hold on a second. I think that there's been a big misunderstanding here. I mean, it really is just that my hand slipped, that's it. And whatever Jan is telling you, even if it isn't a lie, is over-exaggerated way beyond what the truth is. So please, you can't let her make me out to be the bad guy. Oh, just shut up. Do you really think I'm gonna buy a word of that? You think those stitches the doctors put in Fiona are just for show? I've heard all about how you flip out on Jan and will start throwing things at her. So I don't know what this business about your hand slipping is when this is a noted behavior of yours. Not only that, but Jan has told me that she's talked to this about you and asked you to stop repeatedly. Uncle Charlie, please, you have to believe me. This whole thing is just one big mistake. I mean, it was just bad luck for everyone, that's all. You have to know that I would never do anything like this on purpose, right? You know that's not me. This was an accident, that's all. Jan also told me about what happened to those glasses that I bought you when you opened up your business. She told me that you blamed her for them being broken after you were the one who smashed them. I can't believe you put your own wife through so much. You're just horrible, you know that? But it really was an accident. I just wasn't paying attention. But I'm so sorry for breaking those glasses. I didn't mean to. Besides, you have to understand that I wasn't trying to hurt anyone at all. It's just that these things just happen. So then it's no one's fault. Your anger is just a force of nature that your family should expect to live with? You really are just so ridiculous, you know that? And what's more is you're pathetic. You're terrorizing those weaker than you. But now that I've come to call your bluff, you go and pretend like it's no one's fault that all this has happened. But no matter what you say, it doesn't change the fact that you've unleashed horrible abuse on your family. Well, sure, I might have gotten a little violent at times, but saying that I was being abusive is just a little much, don't you think? I mean, I was never trying to abuse anyone. I never even wanted to hurt anyone to begin with, you know? There you go again, trying to make excuses for what you did. But no, I'm not buying it. You used violence to try to control your wife, and you blamed her for all the damage that you caused. And even when you injured your own child, you couldn't take responsibility. Instead, you blamed Jan for provoking you to do what you did. Well, I don't want my business having anything to do with such a horrible man. So consider our contract ended. But if you pull out your business from us, then we're going to go under. We'll fall apart without your support. If that's true, then that's your fault for not finding another client base aside from my own. But think of it this way. You've been riding my coattails for so long. Now you'll finally have the chance to make it on your own. Please don't do this to me. I'll have to start all over. Think of all the work that I've done for the good of both of our companies. Doesn't that mean anything at all to you? You think that your company has any value at all compared to mine? The business I was giving to you could be done by 1,000 other firms and all for less money and higher quality. I was only supporting you because you're family, but you're not anymore after what I've seen you do to your actual family. So consider this my way of saying that the rest of the family will be hearing about what you've done. As for Jan, she's going to divorce you. You'll be hearing from one of my lawyers about it shortly. Have a nice life. Hey, Chan, are you there? You're not actually staying at my uncle's place right now, are you? Please, I want you to come home. Can you do that for me?
I am at your Uncle Charlie's place, if you must know. He invited me to stay with him so that I wouldn't have to pay any money to go and stay at a hotel. But I already told you that I'm never going back to home. So if that's all you came to ask me to do, then you can go ahead and save your breath right now, Tom.
Well, we could talk about all that later. But is it really true what my uncle said? That you were wanting to get a divorce? He didn't really actually mean that, did he? I mean, I know that I might have acted a little rashly now and then, but surely we can fix this, right? We don't have to go in and get a divorce over something like this, right? After all, it's not like I ever hurt you when I was throwing things, isn't that right?
You're right, Tom. You never hurt me during your tantrums and outbursts of violence. But that doesn't mean that I was living in fear when I was around you. And besides, you might not have hurt me, but you certainly hurt our baby. Not that you've said a single sorry word about that.
Well, I already said that it was an accident, but how is Fiona? Is she okay? Did the doctors have anything more to say about her after the stitches?
No, so now you want to pretend to be a good father to your baby. Yes, she is going to be just fine, or at least that's what the doctor said. I'm off a half a mind to start looking out for a child psychologist for when she's a few years older, though. Who knows how the things she's seen as a baby are going to affect her growing up.
Well, you know that she wasn't the only one to get hurt in all this, right? Uncle Charlie said he was ending all of his contracts with my business, so I've had to start thinking of ways to keep myself afloat.
You are not seriously trying to make yourself out to be the victim here, are you? And your uncle did what he did because he realized that he can't trust you at all. So I don't know why you're bringing this up with me. If you want to talk to your uncle about it, you can go to him for all I care.
Well, of course this involves you too, though. My uncle did what he did because of what you told him. And now he's going around and telling the rest of our relatives about what a horrible husband I've been. You need to go and set the record straight, or else I won't have a reputation in this city at all anymore.
Well, that works fine for me. The more people that know the truth about you, the better. That's what I think anyways. But I don't care at all about your business or your reputation.
You can't be serious about that, Ray. I mean, are you saying that you really don't care at all what happens to me now? After all that we've been through?
That is exactly what I'm saying, Tom. After all the crap that you've put me through, I couldn't care less about what happens to your life. Is this really all you came to talk to me about? You still haven't apologized. You still haven't taken responsibility for what you did to our baby. And you're only asking that I act in a way to benefit you.
Please! I'm gonna be left with nothing. Don't you get that? Can't you just go and talk to my uncle about this? You're the only person I can go to that can fix all this. If you don't, then my entire life is gonna be ruined!
And if that's what happens, then you only have yourself to blame. After all, your uncle did what he did because he heard of how you treated me. I never told him anything wrong about the way that you acted at home when you would get mad. I only gave him the truth. If you want to go out and try to convince people that you acted the way you did because I upset you, then feel free. But I don't think that any responsible adult would sympathize with what you did.
But I'll be ruined. I'll never be able to come back to this. I don't know what I'll do with the rest of my life if I have to start all over. I won't have a business, or a wife, or a kid, or anything.
And when you finally hit rock bottom, and you look around and realize that you've been left with nothing and no one to support you, maybe then you'll finally realize the error of your ways. But when that day finally comes, if it ever comes at all, I don't want to be there to witness it. I hope that you change, Tom, but not for my sake, and not for Fiona's sake. I don't even mean for your sake, but just for the sake of anyone else who's going to have the displeasure of having to interact with you for any reason. Now, goodbye. After that, Charlie followed through on his promise to cut off his business ties with Tom. Then he helped me pick out a good divorce lawyer who was able to make a strong case against Tom right away. Tom was forced to take out loans to try and keep his business afloat, but it was only prolonging the inevitable. After he was ordered to pay out a fee for the abusive behavior in order to pay child support, Tom finally gave up and declared bankruptcy. With his reputation completely ruined and no chance of any other business in the industry hiring him, Tom's job hunt went worse than expected. Now I hear that he lives in a tiny little apartment, working multiple jobs just to try and make ends meet. As for Fiona and I, we took Tom's money and moved to be closer to my parents. They were so happy to get to be closer to us, and have been so helpful as I adjust to being a single mother. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Tammy, are you there? I was just curious if you were done at the hospital yet. If you've gotten whatever medicine you've gone to get from them, hurry up and come back home. There's still plenty of cleaning to be done here, so get back here now. I doubt that you even had anything wrong with you to begin with, you big baby.
Hello, Lucy. I am actually done at the hospital. Thanks for asking. It appears that I am, in fact, pregnant.
Wait, what? You mean it? You mean that you really are pregnant?
Yes, that's what the doctor told me anyways. I was told that I'm about 8 weeks pregnant.
Oh, really? Well, I couldn't tell at all. But congratulations on that, I suppose.
Thank you for the exciting response about it. I told Ben just now and he was over the moon about it. He said that he was going to buy a cake on the way home to celebrate the big news, actually.
Well, that seems just a little bit early to celebrate, if you ask me. I mean, we don't even know if you're going to be able to carry it to term.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. But it doesn't change the fact that I think this is something to be happy about. But don't worry, I promise not to let my guard down until I'm further along and we're more sure.
Well, anyways, being pregnant doesn't mean that you're sick, so hurry up and get home and get back to work right now.
Yes, of course. I promise that I'll keep trying to work as hard as I can. Of course, I might not be able to do as much as I used to. In fact, I might even need some help.
What in the world are you talking about? Are you really saying that you're going to need help cleaning the house because you're pregnant? Honestly, what is wrong with your generation? Back in my day, pregnant women didn't use their pregnancy as an excuse to get out of their duties. Besides, young people these days get used to so many appliances to help them. It's hardly even work for you at this point.
Well, yes, I agree that we have much more technology now, but I still feel the physical effects of the pregnancy. I don't know, I just think that there might have to be some days that I need rest.
You don't know anything at all. Being lazy is one of the worst things that you can do for the baby. You need to keep yourself moving, and it'll help your baby too. And I don't want to hear any excuses about morning sickness or anything like that. The point is that you're not sick, you're just pregnant. Besides, if you're going to be a mom soon, then that means you'll still have to work on your housekeeping skills. It's obvious to me that you're not ready for this.
Yes, of course. Please don't worry about it. I promise to take care of everything to the best of my ability.
Well, I'm just saying that you still have a long way to go if you want to be ready to raise a child.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry to have caused any trouble over this.
Oh, I bet that you really are sorry. But honestly, it's just sad what women your age get away with these days. You want the whole world on a silver platter.
I'm sorry that that's what you've seen from my people in my generation.
You really are useless, daughter-in-law, you know that? I don't know what my son was thinking marrying a girl from a poor family like yours. At this point, he might as well have married the maid. At least she would be more use than you. Don't you know how rich the family you're marrying into is?
Well, since I have some time before I'm going to have this baby, I am going to do my best to learn as much as I can.
That really is the least that you can do. You have no idea how embarrassing it is to having to introduce you as my daughter-in-law to people.
I understand. I'm sorry for any trouble I've caused you. I should be home soon. I promise to start cleaning once I'm back.
Good. That's more like it. And once you've finished cleaning up around the house, you can start to cook dinner too. And if you screw up at all, I will be sure to let you know right away. But just do exactly as I say, and you should be fine. Tammy, do you have a moment? I just wanted to talk to you about moving out.
I'm sorry, you want to talk about me moving out? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Move out from what?
The house, of course. I want you to pack your bags and go. And I want you to divorce my son and never ever come back.
Oh, I see. I was afraid that you were going to say that. Well, I have no intention of breaking up with Ben. And I know for a fact that Ben doesn't want to leave me either.
I don't care at all what you think or what Ben thinks about you. The fact of the matter is that I'm not going to let you give birth to my grandchild.
I really don't know what you want me to say about that. I mean, I'm already pregnant, so...
Oh, you can go ahead and have the kid. I don't care about that. But you are not going to be raising it as a part of my family. I never ever want to hear even a word about this child.
Lucy, what are you saying? You can't be serious about this, right?
Oh, I am. I am dead serious about this. In fact, I'm actually having lunch with one of your friends right now. We're talking about how lovely it would be if she was married to Ben instead of you. If you know of anyone else who might want to marry Ben, please let me know. But anyways, this girl I'm with now was at one of my husband's office parties and was just head over heels when it came to Ben.
And so that's why I should divorce Ben, just like you're saying?
Of course. Don't you dare try and question my logic. I don't want a woman who was raised only by her mother polluting my bloodline. Unlike you, I've been raised with all the niceties of being a good homemaker. Baking, cooking, cleaning, I learned it all. I even used to work as a piano teacher because I was so skilled at playing it. And as far as I know, this young lady I'm talking to has all of these skills too.
Okay, well, your son and I love each other. Doesn't that matter at all? Either way, we're not going to be getting a divorce, especially now that I'm pregnant.
And just why do you think that has any bearing on anything? Is it money? Is that what you want? I'll be more than happy to pay you off if you go and never ever come back. Don't worry about that.
It's not about the money, Lucy. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that you are not going to be a member of my family. You and my son have already been married for 6 months living here, and it's just been horrible. I mean, you still haven't learned how to be a homemaker at all. I just know that this young lady I'm here with now will be the perfect wife for my son. She's far above anywhere you could dream of reaching.
Well, you're more than entitled to your opinion, but that isn't going to change the fact that Ben and I aren't splitting up. Ben feels the same way. We both understand how you feel about this, but we've made up our minds.
Oh, I'm afraid that just won't do, my dear. You are going to move out and that is that. Besides, I know that Ben is on my side in this. You seem to be mistaken.
I don't get it. Why didn't you say anything about these reservations you have now when we got married in the first place?
I was just so excited that my son was finally getting married that I didn't bother looking into who exactly he was marrying. So I thought that Ben must have made a good choice for himself and chose to keep my thoughts to myself. But 6 months later, I can see now that I was dead wrong. And now I see that you're nothing but an ill-mannered little girl.
Well, fine. If you want me to leave, then that's what I'll do. But Ben is going to be leaving with me.
I am telling you that this is not how this is going to work, understand me? Honestly, where do you get off talking to me like that? You have got some nerve. But fine, I suppose we'll see who is really right about this in the end. And then you'll know just how little you mean to Ben.
Lucy, please, what is the matter with you? Can't you at least let me put some more clothes on?
I'm afraid that is not going to do. But don't worry, I'll pack up all your things and send them to your parents' house. And never, ever come back here again, or else I'll call the police on you.
Lucy, what month do you think it is right now? I mean, have you even looked outside? It's snowing. My body is going to freeze if you keep me out here in these soaking wet clothes. I don't even have my wallet. Can't you at least let me put on some decent clothes? Think of my baby. You know this can't be good for it.
I already told you that it's not going to happen. And good, I hope it is bad for the baby. That's why I dumped water in you and kicked you out of the house in the first place.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? You're not serious about that, are you?
Of course I am. I'm going to save my son from having to father that horrible whelp you're carrying inside of you. And that is going to save me a lot of trouble in the future. I can already tell.
I don't believe it. I literally can't believe what I'm reading right now. Don't you realize what you're saying?
Oh, I know quite well what I'm saying, thank you. But it's fine. I'll be forgiven for this. After all, I had a sign to do this. Ben is away on a business trip, so there's nothing keeping me from doing this. Now the rest is just up to you. But I know that you don't have any friends around here anyways, so good luck finding anyone who will help you. And good riddance, you good-for-nothing woman.
Okay, fine then. I'll stop asking for your help since you're clearly not interested.
That's right. Now go away. I can't have some sopping wet woman banging on my door all night. It'll worry the neighbors. Leave and never ever come back. Do you understand me?
Hey, Lucy! Do you have any idea where Tammy is? Did she go back to stay with her parents or something?
Oh, hello, dear. I'm really not sure about her. Honestly, she never tells me anything, so most times I just forget all about her. But I'm sure she's just out. Maybe she's at a cafe with a friend or something like that. Speaking of, I'm about to go meet up with a friend too, so let's talk later.
Hold it right there. You are going to come back to the house and apologize right now.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? What do I have to apologize for? Who am I even apologizing to?
You really have no idea what you've done, do you? Now that you've gone and thrown Tammy out, we're going to be ruined!
Ricky, what in the world are you talking about? How is throwing a useless woman like Tammy out of our house going to ruin us? You're not making any sense at all. Are you okay? Did you catch a cold in the snow or something like that?
I'm just fine, thank you! The only person who should be checked into a hospital is you! What were you thinking?
I really have no idea what you're talking about.
It's too late. Tammy already told me all about what you put her through. Honestly, why would you do something like that? Thanks to you, we're having the president of Wells Truck Go, one of the largest clients, coming over to the house right now.
Wells Truck Go? But that's a huge company. Why in the world would their president be coming to our house?
Because the daughter of said president is none other than Tammy. But they stopped talking because Tammy ran away to be with Ben. But of course, someone like Sam Trucko isn't going to just let his daughter run off unsupervised.
But hold on a second. Is this some kind of joke? Are you pranking me right now?
I wish it was a joke! The only thing that's a joke is how you acted. Did you know that her dad was the one that picked up Tammy shivering on the side of the street? He said he's going to pull all of his contracts his company has with us. Don't you realize what you've done to us? How many times did I tell you to lay off Tammy? Why wouldn't you listen to me?
I'm sorry. I really am so sorry. I had no idea who Tammy was or who her family was, honest.
That much is obvious. But don't apologize to me. Apologize to Tammy. And I mean right now. Get back here right now and beg for forgiveness. Lucy, are you there? We have to talk about the meeting.
Oh, is it over already? What happened? Did Sam say he wasn't going to restore our contracts? What's going on?
Well, thanks to Tammy, we're going to be okay. She convinced her father not to punish me for your mistake.
Oh, I see. Well, that is a relief to hear at least. Then I suppose that you'll be on your way back soon? I wasn't able to get your credit card off of you, but I wanted to get a little bit of shopping done while the sun is still out. You have no idea how stressed I've been. And I'm sick and tired of living in a hotel like this. When can I go back?
What are you talking about? Don't you realize you almost bankrupted my whole company? The only client we work with is Wells Truck Go because of how many orders they put in with us. You think you're stressed? What about me?
Well, I already said that I'm sorry. I don't really know what else you expect to hear from me. Besides, like I said, I had no idea who Tammy's father was. And now we're going to be having the grandchild of the president of Wells Truck Go. Isn't that wonderful? We're never going to have to worry about this again.
You've always been like this, you know? Always looking down on those around you. But you really took things too far this time. I mean, this is the woman that our son wants to marry, and you could have killed her.
But that isn't even what I was trying to do. You know that I would never want to take things that far. How is Ben, by the way? You really need to have a chat with him and tell him to fix his attitude, because he's still just refusing to talk to me after this.
He isn't doing good. He wants nothing to do with you. And in fact, neither do I. I'd like to get a divorce.
Wait, what? You can't really be serious about this, right?
Of course I'm serious. Tammy convinced her dad not to pull out our contracts. But that doesn't mean that I've forgiven you.
So then you're really going to get a divorce? Just over some woman?
Some woman? There is no way that you still don't realize how wrong you are when you say that, right?
But then, what's going to happen? I don't understand.
Well, first of all, Tammy's going to sue you for what you did to her. Then I'm going to talk to my lawyer about splitting up our estate. So anyways, go ahead and keep this Sunday free. Because we're going to finalize this thing then.
Wait just a second. You can't do this to me. Think of all the time that we've spent together. You can't just cast me aside like this.
We did have some good times. And I'm so grateful that you were able to give me Ben. But you're reckless, irresponsible, rude, hurtful, and you almost killed our grandchild. You're nothing but trouble. And one of these days, you're going to get someone seriously hurt with your behavior. But I'm not going to be around to be there for you when that does happen. I can't be responsible for your actions anymore.
But even so, I mean, please, I won't have anywhere to go if you leave me. What am I going to do?
I really don't care what you do. But don't worry, you're not going to be left with nothing when this is all done.
But I won't even have a home. Where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to live?
Oh, just give it a rest already. I can't believe you're whining like this. You haven't reflected once on what could have happened to Tammy. You only care about yourself, and you're only demonstrating that now. Divorcing you is the only option I have left.
Please don't say that, Ricky. You know we can work through this. I know that I can be a handful from time to time, but you don't have to end things like this.
Nothing you say is going to change how I feel about this, Lucy. I've put a lot of thought into this, and I've made my decision. Please, just don't try and stop this. This is going to happen, so just accept it. And never, ever come back here again, okay?
Ricky, please. I'm so sorry about all of this. I never meant to hurt anyone at all.
I'll see you Sunday for the divorce talk. And Tammy's gonna be there too, by the way. The last time she came over, you pretended to be asleep all day so you wouldn't have to see her. But you are going to apologize to her. Do you understand me?
Wait, so you're really going to bring Tammy to our divorce proceedings?
Well, Lucy, what's it been? A month since we last spoke?
Wait, what? Who is this now? Wait a second, is this Tammy? How are you? Are you okay? How is your little baby?
Oh, the baby is just fine, not thanks to you. I was just so lucky that my father happened to be in the area, although I did catch a really nasty cold thanks to you.
I really am so sorry about this whole thing. But you already know that, dear, don't you?
Just save it. I'm not going to be swayed by anything you say. You are nothing to me, do you understand that? But I hope you have a good life with no problems that ever drive you back here to bother us ever again.
Tammy, I've never seen this side of you. You were normally so soft-spoken and sweet.
Well, that was before you tried to kill my baby and I by freezing us to death.
Please, dear, show me some mercy. Surely you and I have had good times together as well, right? You don't really want to do this to me.
You know, I used to respect you. I thought you were so prim and proper and everything a good wife should be. But now I see that you're nothing more than a pampered old hag who has no idea how to take care of herself. I have no respect for you. And neither does your soon-to-be ex-husband or your son.
Tammy, please, you have to know that I'm so sorry about all of this that's happened between us. I really had no idea who your father was.
And just what does my dad have to do with any of this? Do you really think that it's okay to do what you did to me to anyone, regardless of who they are? You dumped water on me and then shoved me out in the freezing cold with nothing but pants and a t-shirt on. Do you really not realize the severity of what could have happened to me?
I do. Of course I do. I've thought about all the mean things that I've done and said to you, and you have to know that I never do or say any of those awful things ever again, okay? By the way, where are you now? Ricky kicked me out of the house a few days ago, and I've been in a hotel ever since. But please tell me so I can go and apologize to you in person.
You are never ever going to know where I am. After what you did to me, I never want to see you again. Hearing an apology from you would only piss me off, I think.
But I'm still your mother-in-law. I mean, Ben is my son. You're not going to forget to take care of your dear mother-in-law just because you're upset at me, right? And what about your baby? Aren't you going to let me meet my first grandchild?
You aren't going to come anywhere near my baby. You're lucky enough to be getting money from your divorce with Ricky. But as far as Ben and I are concerned, you're dead to us. I'll see you this Sunday, but after that, I never want to see you again. In the end, the divorce process for Lucy and Ricky took a whole year before it was over, because Lucy's lawyer threw every roadblock imaginable in the way. Lucy knew she was going to be getting money from the divorce, but asked for me since she had come to expect a certain standard of living. After hearing the details of the case, however, the judge said that in light of the heinous acts Lucy took against me, that she was lucky not to spend any time in jail, and that she deserved a low quality of life. With only her share of Ricky's assets, she quickly ran through all her money, unfamiliar with how to live within her means. When that happened, she tried reaching out first to Ricky for help, and then to Ben and I. I'm sure she was saddened to find out that we had all blocked her and everything, and even gotten new phone numbers. I wasn't kidding when I said that Lucy would be dead to us. As for Ben and I, we finally feel like we're starting the married life that we've always wanted. I no longer feel so much pressure to be a perfect housewife, and Ben told me he never wanted that from me in the first place. Now, Ben, our son, and I are all living happily together. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.